All right, everybody, what it do? It's your boy LOG from Where There's Smoke. Give me a second to check the video and audio, and then we'll jump into it. Rumble, mic check, Rumble. Rumble, mic check. All right, Rumble, good. Kick, check, check. All right, Rumble, good. Kick, check. Okay. And YouTube, check, check, check. Rumble, mic check. All right, Rumble, good. Kick, check, check. All right, cool. I think we good on everything. Got everything muted. Okay. We're looking good. All right, let's see. Well, I don't know if anyone was tuned in to the game one of the NBA Finals, but damn, what a finish and what a good game one. I think all I saw online, I mean, I saw very few people picking the Pacers just to maybe be different, but pretty much everyone online thought it was going to be Thunder. Maybe a sweep, but in 5 or 6 for sure. Everybody was picking Thunder. I saw Jay-Z put down 1 million on the Thunder in 5, and he was going to win 2.3 mil if he wins that. So maybe if the Pacers at least win one more game, they can thwart Jay-Z. But wow, great game one. Halliburton with the clutch two at the end. Let me see. I talked to Joey right after the game. He said Halliburton was hitting all game, which I thought he could have done better. Richard Jefferson during the broadcast definitely seemed to think that he maybe could have done a little better throughout, but he did not shy away from the final shot. And man, just what a game! Halliburton had he only had 14 points. I would say the ones who carried him to that point were uh, um, Nimhard and Siakam and Turner. The Pacers have a really good complete team, and so do the Thunder. Really good game. Um, y'all let me know what y'all thought of the game if y'all are in the chat and y'all have anything to say about it. Hold on, let me respond to this real quick. So anyway, yeah, just wow. I was kind of trying to do some research for other topics and future videos. So I was kind of back and forth between the game, and at one point, I think it was during the either late third or early fourth, the Thunder almost got like a 15-point lead, and I was about to just close the game out and quit watching it so I could be fully concentrated on like the other things. And I was like, you know what? Let me stick around. And then the Pacers kind of pulled it back to within 10. And I was like, all right, I'll keep watching because they've had some comebacks. Maybe there'll be something big that happens that even if they don't win, there'll be something I can talk about. And I'll just keep watching. And man, they had a good run at the end of the fourth. Um, they brought it to within 4, and then it bounced back to 6, and they were just kind of struggling. And then they just at the end, Nimhard hit a big three. Neesmith, I want to say, hit a big three in the end, towards the end. Turner hit a big bank-in three at the end. Uh, and the Pacers were very physical on defense all night, as were the Thunder. But the Pacers really, um, they just pulled it out. It was a good game. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and it's got me excited for the rest of the finals and seeing that maybe it'll be a really competitive, hard-fought series. So very excited. Glad it wasn't a blowout or anything of that nature. So man, exciting game. Really thrilled for the ending. Of course, Halliburton hit that far too with like point 0.3 on the clock. So I kind of thought he was gonna go for a three and miss it, and that was gonna be it. And I was like, oh, don't go for a three. But he did it. He went for a hard two. But man, crazy ending in the game. I had some notes here. Just before I kind of towards the end of the fourth, I was kind of putting up some notes of kind of what I was thinking. Pacers had 20 turnovers in the first half, but were still able to stay within 10. So even though they had turnovers, they just kept fighting. I noticed that the Thunder missed a lot of shots that went in and out, in and out. Let me see if I can find the team stats. Field goals. Here, yep, of course. Field goals. The Thunder were 39.8, so basically 40% from the field. The Pacers were 47% from the field. Also three-pointers. Thunder were 11 for 30. Pacers were 18 for 39. So the Pacers were almost 50% from three. And I think I had heard the announcer say the Pacers were the best team from three in the playoffs. So that rang true again. Yeah, their three-point percentage was 46.2. And the Thunder was 36% three-point. Let's see. Free throws, nothing too crazy. But the free throw percentage was 87 for the Thunder. Rebounds, the Pacers out rebounded 56 to 39. Uh, they really killed them on the defensive boards. They assisted them. The Pacers out assisted 24 to 13. Blocks are about even. The Thunder had 14 steals. So they had a lot of turnovers. And to that tune, the Pacers had 25 turnovers, 20 of them in the first half. But they just kept fighting, kept fighting. They played physical defense. Fouls were about even, 22 to 19. 22 for the Pacers, 19 for the Thunder. So really good game. I really enjoyed it. I should have been watching it even closer, but I had my eye on it pretty good. And the first half I really watched it pretty closely, and in the second half I was kind of back and forth. But man, crazy good game. It's gonna be exciting to see the matchups. Um, you know, I would have liked to seen. I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch every single moment of the game, but I would like to see Chet get more. I don't think he really shot any threes. I think he tried to take it inside, if anything, and Turner was giving him a little bit of a good physical defense and making it hard for him. So that's a matchup to watch. Turner and Chet. I feel like Turner won this one. Nimhard, I feel like really brought the energy late, and it was a better ball handler than Halliburton. So he really pulled through this game. Um, Neesmith is a champion on the defense, and he really can make it difficult for people. He's one that I've seen, and they mentioned during the game. He's pretty much their best defensive guy. He can take usually when the offensive player tries to create contact to give you that good shoulder bump, kind of, but like they don't use their off arm to create an offensive foul, but they'll lean into you with their shoulder to bump you back, and they'll get that space for the shot. Neesmith, oh, excuse me, Nimhard is very good at taking that contact from the offensive player and not getting bounced back that much. So he's still right in your face to contest. And he got one block on SGA where Shea bumped into him to try to get that space and then went up for the shot. And Neesmith was like, oh, I'm still right here, and got a block on him. So the Pacers are no slouchers on defense. And really, these two teams are pretty similar. So y'all let me know if y'all have any thoughts right now, or if y'all catch the rebroadcast. If y'all have any predictions for the rest of the series, matchups you're looking at, just anything, what you think of the first game, and if you're excited for the rest of the finals, who you're rooting for, and all that sort of thing. If y'all have any predictions or matchups to watch or anything like that, go ahead and get in the comments. Excuse me. Let's see. Let me pull up the stream here so I can have a better eye on the comments too. Give me a second. Okay. So, yeah, I really enjoyed the game. I'm not gonna go. I mean, I guess, um, I could have a lot more notes and a lot more stuff to talk about, but yeah, that's just kind of my brief analysis. Gave y'all some of the stats, kind of gave my perspective of the game, some of my thoughts. You know, let me see how many shots. I want to see how many shots if I can. Yes, on the Thunder, I kind of want to see. See, Chet only had 6 points. That's not gonna cut it. Shea had 38. Uh, Jalen Williams had 17. Dort had 15. Wallace had 6. Caruso 11. Hartenstein 9. But you got to get more from Holmgren. They should have made him, or not make him, but they should have had him shoot more threes, because I feel like that's really where he excels. Uh, you know. I wish I could see Chet's like shooting percentage for the game. It's Let me see real quick. So yeah, Shea led the way for points for the Thunder. with 38, and then there was 17 for Williams, 15 for Dort, 11 for or 11 for Caruso, 9 for Hartenstein. The Pacers were a little more well-rounded scoring. They had 15 from Turner, 14 from Halliburton, 19 from Siakam, 14 from Nimhard, 10 from Neesmith, 17 from Toppin. Toppin was really nervous and was like at fault for a lot of the turnovers. So if he plays better and Halliburton plays better, I feel like it might be tough for the Thunder. The Pacers low key might have more offensive weapons and be more well-rounded offensively than the Thunder, and I don't think anyone was really predicting that or saying that coming in. So the ending of the game was exciting. I'm pumped for the rest of the finals and really, really enjoyed game one. Y'all let me know what y'all have to say, what y'all think about it, matchups, predictions, reactions to game one, any of the above. I just wanted to talk about that because, I kind of did tease maybe me and Joey talking about it or something last night. And it might be cool to go live after all these final games and kind of give my reaction and give my analysis and then kind of predictions for next game. Predictions for next game. I think I'd be very, very, very surprised if the Thunder don't win next game by 15 points. Um, uh, but yeah, I'd be very surprised if the Thunder don't win the next game. In fact, that's my prediction. And then I think the Pacers are gonna win at least one of the two when they go home. But I think one of the two games in Indiana is gonna be like a fight to the end. So I think one game is going to be a clear win by the Pacers when they go home, and I think one of the games is going to be a fight tooth and nail to the end, maybe game four. Because I think if the Thunder win the next game and it's 1-1, they go to Indiana. Indiana wins and put them up 2-1. I think game four is going to be huge for the Thunder. That's kind of my prediction. So we'll see where it goes. Uh, I almost don't want to say this, like knock on wood, but an injury can be catastrophic. So the Thunder win the next game, and then in game three somebody gets injured or something, that can change the whole friggin' series. So game one is huge. The Pacers stole home court advantage too. That's another thing. They just got to win at home now. If they win the next two games at home, if the Thunder win the next game and then the Pacers win the two games at home, the Pacers will be up 3-1. And as we know, only one man has done that. Come back from 3-1 in the finals. The baddest man on the planet, according to some people, LBJ. So he is a pretty bad man. He went to the finals, I think, 8 years in a row. So, yeah, if the Thunder don't steal either game three or four in Indiana, they're gonna be in a world of hurt. So this game was huge, huge, huge for the Pacers. So we'll see what happens. I'm really excited. I enjoyed game one. It was good game. So yeah. Any thoughts or predictions or hold on, let me see this. Any thoughts or predictions or things you picked up from game one? Go ahead and leave in the chat if y'all see it now or later on. And yeah, we'll talk about that maybe on the next stream too after game. There'll be game, I think they said Sunday, so we'll go live after that and talk about that. So anyway, that was kind of my reaction, what I got to say about the game. Now let's get into the kind of the main topic for this channel, or the not the channel, but this stream, the thing that's been blowing up over the past 2-3 days. Trump and Elon are going at it. I might not get into too much. This is probably not going to be too long of a stream. I gotta wake up early in the morning for my day job. But what was I gonna say? There's just something off about this Trump and Elon thing. I mean, they were like this since when, like, I need to go. I was watching Myron on YouTube earlier, and he was saying that the Trump assassination, the one where the bullet like nicked his ear, he was saying that happened in July, which that was earlier in the year last year than I remember. And then he said almost pretty quickly after that, Elon endorsed Trump, which I agree with that. But let me see something. Let me see something. The interview that I often reference, which is the Don Lemon and Elon interview, Elon wasn't supporting Trump at that point. So let me do a little fact check right there. Um, let's see. When was that released? Let me pull it up so I can get a date on it. I almost want to go back to the part where he made Don seem foolish for asking if he was gonna support Trump too, just to give y'all a A recap. Okay, well, it might have been. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't remember this Don Lemon interview being in March. I thought it was much, much later in the year. What are they gonna ask him about Trump? What? How is Don Lemon gonna put out this interview and he's not gonna have that as a timestamp? Oh, I'll pull up the transcript. Our handy dandy favorite tool. If you're a friend of the channel, I've shouted this out a couple times. If you're just a casual YouTuber or if you're a content creator and you want to try to find something specific in a video, you can go in the description, go near the bottom. There's usually a thing that says show transcript. You can click on that and then you can pull that up and it has a pretty much a closed caption on the side with timestamps of like most of what's said during the interview. Now it's AI generated or whatever, so it doesn't catch every single word, but it catches almost everything. And then you can hit Control F on your keyboard to bring up the find feature, and you can type in kind of the what you're looking for, and it'll show you where in the video if it finds it. So let's see if we can find out. I'm sure they mentioned Trump a lot. We got 20 hits, so let's go through the. Oh, okay. It's the he does have a timestamp. That was the timestamp I was already in on the video when I clicked on it. Okay, let's watch a little bit of what he says about this, and just kind of we'll play this to show that a little over a year ago, Elon was like not on Trump's side, and then of course, as we all know, I guess it was about the middle of last year after the Trump assassination, they became like this, and then of course now this week they are going at it. But let's go ahead and watch this and show. As I said the other day when I was doing the review on is Elon a genius or not, and I was saying if you just started supporting Trump, like I guess now it's just well, no, at this point it's still less than a year ago. But if you barely started supporting Trump midway through 24, not a fucking genius. Anyway, let's go ahead and rewatch this and then we'll kind of get into more of the details on I'm not like I said, I'm kind of pressed for time a bit. And I haven't done a whole lot of research, but I'm just gonna kind of get into a little bit of the details of what's going on between Trump and Elon and give my opinion of how I view it. And then maybe if anyone joins in and has something to say in the chat, we'll go over it and then we'll kind of get out of here. But I might even go live again tomorrow if there's more development on this to kind of break it down a little more. But let's go ahead and watch this and then we'll see what other details we can find on or actual details on Trump and Elon, going at it.
Group. My question to leading into this is about MAGA. And speaking of MAGA, what did you guys talk about?
I was at a dinner. I was not done. I was at a breakfast at a friend's place, and Donald Trump came by. That's it.
Are y'all buying that?
So you didn't go there to meet him?
No, I went to a friend of mine's house, and it said Donald Trump's coming by for breakfast.
Remember, at the time, I've said this multiple times, but at the time, everyone was on Don Lemon's ass about asking all these questions and being stupid and, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you're fishing for stuff and all this stuff about how stupid he was. But he was actually on point here, and he was actually doing his job as an investigative reporter.
That, just so you know, like,
Thank you, Don Lemon, for doing your fucking job for once.
Okay, fine.
What'd you discuss?
I don't. Let's just say,
if you have nothing to hide and everything's on the up and up, why can't you tell us what you discussed? Just give us something. You can even you don't have to give us all the details. You can give us something light and fluffy and maybe only one thing y'all discussed, but give us something. But like, why is it such a secret what y'all discussed? If it's for the betterment of the American people and it's something we want to hear, tell us what you discussed, please.
he did most of the talking.
What did he say?
The normal things he says. There was nothing particularly groundbreaking or new, but he, President Trump likes to talk, and so he talked. I don't recall him saying anything that he hasn't said publicly, and that was it. It was just a breakfast.
Did he ask you for money?
He didn't.
That's a fucking lie. That is an outright lie. And we're gonna get into more of the, like I said, I'm not gonna go too deep dive, but we're gonna get into a little bit of the details on what's going on between them now. But that has got to be. I don't know, but I'm calling fucking BS that Trump didn't. There was not a discussion of would you be willing if X, Y, and Z happens. Would you consider donating to my campaign fund? Because for that to not be a conversation, and then what is this? The middle of March, March 18th, I think, March 18th, and then we're saying. When did Elon endorse Trump? Let's see. Uh, here we go. July 13th. After Trump's assassination attempt during a campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, I fully endorse President Trump and hope for this rapid recovery. Yeah, I'm gonna hop up and down like a fucking retard. I'm Elon Musk, a genius. You know, I've never seen a genius act like a fucking 5-year-old. I don't know. um, maybe, whatever. So there was no discussion of any kind of finances. And then look, he gave him 288 million. It says Trump and other Republicans. Musk also appeared on the campaign trail for Trump, rallying from in the battleground states like Pennsylvania when he went to win in November. And then it's almost like he gave Trump so much money to win that Trump was like, oh, yeah. And Myron was discussing this earlier, but didn't seem to think it was necessarily a problem with the way things are ran, which I definitely fucking do. He was saying, yeah, but, and this is kind of apparent, because Elon gave Trump so much money, Trump was like, yeah, you could be a part of the cabinet basically and like do some stuff, even though there's no way for you to officially be in, or I don't know if there's no way, but like you weren't voted in. And I guess, I don't know if he didn't want to appoint him or what. If there was I guess if you're a donor, I don't know if you'd be able to hold office. I don't know how that works. I don't think so. Not sure exactly if that would be, again, my political ignorance. But anyway, yeah, it definitely seems like he got this role to be in the cabinet just because he donated, which, as the American people, if we can see someone that's a rich businessman, that just seems like conflict of interest. There's so many ways that he could benefit from Trump doing what he wanted, quote unquote. So it's like, I'm going to help you get elected, and then you're going to pass laws that will benefit me. Like, that's clearly a conflict of interest. But anyway, let's go back to this thing real quick, and then we'll kind of do some more breakdown on the timeline of things and the details and stuff like that.
He asked you for a donation.
No.
He didn't.
That's
You
such bullshit.
said you're not
I'm
going to
calling
donate.
bullshit that from March, that's what I was going to look, from March 18th to July 13th. So we got April, May, June, and well, you have March, April, May, June. So 4 months, because you have the end of March and the beginning of July. So you have March, April, May, June, 3 months, and then you have the end of March and the beginning of July. So 4. So you have 4 months later, you're on his side. But you're such a, like, I'm something's off with that. There's no way you never supported Trump all from 2016 to 2020, the whole time he was in, and then the whole time Biden was in from 2020 on. It took you midway through 2024 for a genius, Elon Musk, to figure out that he was going to support Trump. That's bullshit. Especially when he's meeting with him at some mutual friend's house. No. That's bullshit.
To any
Or maybe he did, but that shows that you didn't really support him because it's the right thing to do and you really believed in that for the betterment of the American people. You did it to benefit yourself. So that could be the case. You're just a greasy slime bag.
That's correct.
Why not?
I think while I'll voice my opinion, I think I don't want to put a thumb on the scale monetarily that is, significant.
Are you going to loan him money to help pay his bills?
No,
Not at all. Pay his legal bills.
I'm not paying his legal bills in any way, shape, or form.
And he did not ask you for money.
And he did not ask me for money.
Are you going to, so you're not going to endorse a candidate?
I may, in the final stretch, endorse a candidate, but I don't know yet. I want to make a considered decision before the election, and if I do decide
Who's gonna take my money so I can control them? That's what I'm hearing.
to endorse a candidate, then I will explain exactly why.
Are you leaning towards anyone?
No.
You're not leaning.
That's a fucking outright lie. That has to be. It has to be. That look at him. Do you believe those eyes? Look at those lion eyes. ah.
Leaning towards anyone. Because you've been very,
I'm
You know, good on you, Don Lemon.
leaning away from Biden.
you're leaning.
I've made no secret of that.
Are you concerned about losing your security clearance if Biden is reelected? Does that have anything to do with it?
No.
What security clearance does he have?
You are leaning away from Biden, but you're not going to endorse anyone. It seems like an endorsement of President Trump because there are only two people who are running now. Nikki Haley is out.
I mean, a lot could
Biden's
happen
opponent is out.
between now and the election, so we'll see
A lot did happen.
who, in the final analysis, are the choices for president.
Maybe he was foreshadowing Biden getting out and then putting someone that he would support on their side in, which I guess Kamala wasn't that person for him.
And at that point, I may or may not endorse one of the candidates.
See, here's the thing: maybe he hadn't decided, or maybe he had, and he doesn't, I guess, necessarily owe it to us. But when you're in this much of a powerful position and they sell it to us like, I just want what's best for the American people. You remember when him and Trump would be in the Oval Office and he'd be like, me and President Trump, we just want what's best for the American people. We want to save y'all money. And that was a fucking lie. That is a lie. Either you're a dumbass and either you're a fucking liar or a fucking dumbass, or both. There's no way you're just a well-meaning, good-hearted genius. That's bullshit. Let's just throw that the fuck out.
Candidates. If I do, I will provide a very detailed explanation of why I am endorsing one or the other.
I'll give you a detailed description of why I endorsed Trump. He knew he could control him and get what he wanted, or he thought he could. I'm going to pay you a bunch of money so you'll do what the fuck I want. That's why I'm going to support you. Now, did he know it at this point? That's debatable. But again, when he barely started supporting him halfway through 2024, it's impossible for me to think that he didn't at this point already know what he was going to do.
At that
But
point,
still, even if he decided at the beginning of 2024 he was going to endorse Trump, that's still way late. Even if he decided in 2022 he was going to support Trump, it's like, how come Trump went through his whole first term and you never supported him? He's the same guy. He's like 90% of the shit he's pushing is the same shit. Why didn't you love him back then? You loved on him for 3 months and now you fuck him? Like, I don't get it. How come you didn't, which we're going to get to this, how come you didn't tell us he was on the goddamn Epstein list right now? Right now. How come, if you're so care about the good of the American people and doing what's right, which obviously you don't fucking care about, how come this fucking cocksucker, Elon, didn't tell us, oh yeah, by the way, like, there was already rumors of it, but why are you going to support someone that does that? You just don't give a fuck? I mean, come on, bro.
you contribute or donate?
I think it's unlikely.
So you have been posting
I think it's unlikely. I think you're full of shit.
up a storm, as you always do in the past couple weeks.
All right. Don't care about the fucking roadster. You can kiss my ass. Let's read a little bit of this article. We'll get into the kind of current beef, and then I don't have a whole lot else to say, I guess. There's a few points on this I kind of want to dissect, but let's see. So okay, in recent days, Musk has been increasingly critical of Trump over the Big Beautiful Bill Act, which includes an extension of his signature tax cuts and spending for other priorities such as border security because of concerns about the national debt. Musk ramped up his criticism of Trump on Thursday, writing in a post on his X, formerly Twitter, that Republicans would not have won in 2024 without his support. Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House, and Republicans would be 51 and 49 in the Senate. If we can have these super rich people like Bezos, Elon, etc., and they can just give a large amount of money and they think they can shift the tide of an election, is that something that we as the American people are okay with and enjoy? I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all like Elon or big powerful people being able to just pay their way to get to basically it's always been known, but it's like out more than ever that they're just basically bribing our government officials, and not just small time ones, the biggest boss, Trump, the fucking president, can be bought and paid for. How do you like that, folks? Trump hit back on Truth Social, writing Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted. There you go. Elon dished out the cash, and Trump was going to put on a mandate that was going to push the electric car thing further and further. And if you want to buy and drive an electric car, I don't give a fuck. But do not force it when it doesn't make economic sense and the majority of people don't want to fucking do it. Like, that's stupid. But you give him enough money, Trump will do anything. Does Trump really care about what's good for the people if he's willing to be bribed by Elon? Trump supporters, ask yourself this. Most Trump supporters didn't fucking like Elon before the past 6 months. They couldn't stand the motherfucker. Now they're ready to jack him off because him and Trump are in the Oval Office and he's dark MAGA and they're sucking each other off. Now they're back to hating him probably. Wake up. If you're a Trump supporter, wake up. The president is bought and paid for. Trump hit back on Truth. I'm reading it again because I want to get the end of it. Trump hit back on Truth Social. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave and took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars and nobody else wants it. Is that a conflict of interest when he can pay you a bunch of money and then just kind of bribe you basically to enact this thing that's not good? That he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. It appears to be the case that Musk switched allegiances to Trump and GOP when it served his interests. Wow. Wow. I feel like the meme of that little kid. When people make changes for instrumental reasons like that, it's not unusual for them to sever ties with those groups and individuals if their interests are no longer being served. Musk, Trump, not the right guy to become president. I guess that's what's prior. Yeah, so like I said, he's so much of a fucking genius that he didn't like Trump before. He basically thought he could bribe him for a few things, and then now it's falling apart. The Tesla CEO told NBC in 2016 that he felt a bit stronger that Trump is not the right guy to become president, adding that he doesn't seem to have the sort of character that reflects well on the United States. He's worried about Trump's character, but he had no problem backing Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden during 2020. Oh my God. It says, but he worked with Trump at times during his first term. He said in 2017 that simply attacking Trump would achieve nothing and calling for open channels of communication with the president. Ahead of the 2022 midterm elections, Musk announced he would no longer support the Democratic Party, but then he moved to the right and become mostly aligned with the GOP. So maybe around the end of 22 is when, or maybe the middle, but that's still only like 3 years ago from right now. And so that's, in the past, I voted Democrat because they were mostly the kindness party. You mean the woke party? I voted Democrat in the past. I voted Democrat because they were mostly the kindness party, Musk wrote on X, but they have become the party of division and hate. So I can no longer support them and will vote Republican. Now, watch their dirty tricks. Watch their dirty tricks campaign against me unfold. You didn't get a clue when they were doing Black Lives Matter and they were fucking backing Antifa and all this fucking crooked shit that they were retarded? I mean, how much of a fucking genius are you? You're a fucking retard. Elon Musk, you are retarded. I would fuck you up in a debate. You are not smart. You're not a genius. You're not a good guy, which I don't really give a fuck. I do give a fuck about, but for the sake of this argument, you're not a fucking genius. And you're a fucking liar. I like Myron on Fresh and Fit for his red pill content, but I am going to call him out for being wrong. He was doing a stream earlier where he's covering all this shit, and he's like, who else, chat, can give you all this where we're doing pop culture and politics and foreign affairs and all this? It's like, yeah, you're giving them all that, but you're fucking compromised. You're not going to give them the real hardcore shit like I am. Or other people that are really in the truth community that are going to fucking give you the real? Dude, Myron's basically bought and paid for when it comes to politics and foreign affairs and shit like that. So I appreciate what he's done for the red pill, but when it comes to foreign affairs and politics and stuff, Myron is bought and paid for, and he's a fucking CIA agent. So, side note, Musk endorses Trump, becomes major donor. Most people are probably up on this, but this is me giving my conspiracy / truther opinions on the whole thing. And yeah, so, you know, most people are probably not going to agree with this, but fuck it, you know, it is what it is. Musk formally endorsed Trump on July 13th. Okay, we already had that. Well, I guess I skipped ahead to get this earlier when I was looking for it. They said, yeah, we kind of know this, but during Trump's presidential transition, some critics noted that Musk took on an increasingly visible role, with some referring to him as President Musk. Although the two remained close allies, Musk played a key role in killing a Republican-supported government funding bill, a move many believed underscored his influence over the president. Trump brings Musk into administration. It said he donated 288. Wait, hold on. To Republicans and Trump, but I want to know specifically how much Trump got from Elon. Let's see. How much did Elon donate to Trump? Elon Musk halts final $100 million Trump donation as payment tensions mount. It just says 288 in 2024 election, but that's Trump and other Republicans, not just Trump. So it's unclear exactly. Sometimes they have like a, I forgot what it's called. It might be like a super PAC or something like that, where they have like a, they basically have funds of money where you put it in there and then the party distributes it as needed. So you're not just donating 288 million to Trump's campaign, but you're donating 288 to like a government super or Republican super PAC or whatever they call it, and then they kind of distribute it out. But I'm sure most of that probably went to Trump. Let's see. Following his victory, Trump announced Doge, which would be led by Elon Musk and former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, who instead opted to run for governor in Ohio rather than co-lead the task force. Musk became perhaps the most known member of Trump's administration, other than the president himself, frequently drawing attention, blah, 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 blah. The two continued to offer praise for each other throughout the first month of Trump's second term. In April, Trump said he wanted Elon Musk to keep working for him as long as possible. Doge estimates that it saved 180 billion since January, according to its wall of receipts. It has announced many types of cuts from real estate to the what? From real estate? That doesn't really make sense. While Trump and Musk remained close, Musk was met with criticism from other Trump allies, who said in December 24 that he disagreed with Musk on most political issues. So if they were so close, even through April, I wonder when it started to fall apart. Maybe in May. Musk said in April that he planned to take a step back from Doge to focus on efforts in Tesla amid the company's financial challenges and backlash from customers who took issue with his role in the administration. Last week, he said that he would leave Doge, but that its work would continue. He also said that he plans to cut back on political spending. Shortly after his departure, Musk raised concerns about the effects of Trump's big, beautiful bill would have on the national debt, sparking the rift between the two. I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it, Musk wrote on X. Then he says Trump wouldn't win re-election without him. Trump responds to Musk. Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore. I was surprised. You were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Yeah. And then Musk hits Trump with the Epstein files claim. Later on Thursday, Musk posted, time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Kapowie. So what kind of a guy are you that really cares about doing the right thing and cares about the people if you're knowingly going to join Trump and pay him all this money to bribe him to do what you want if you know that he's a fucking Epstein-loving pedophile? Fuck off, pussy. It's unclear how the Trump-Musk feud will continue to unfold in the coming days and weeks. But don't worry, here at Where There's Smoke, we will cover it, and I will give you we're gonna tell you the truth, and then I'm gonna give you kind of my interpretation and my opinion and how I'm calling bullshit on all this. So, shit, I have not checked the comments. Okay, no one really commented, per usual. But y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all catch the restream and y'all have something to say about Elon, Trump, the whole Don Lemon thing, maybe when Elon started supporting Trump, that he only supported him for like 9 months, you know, and kind of the fallout. What y'all have? Opinions, predictions, thoughts, and the like. How long have we been going? About 40 minutes. I think I am going to end it off here. I got to be up early in the AM. But I just wanted to go live and talk about the finals game one. Great game one. Super exciting ending and cool to see the Pacers pull it out when almost no one thought they would. And then of course this bombshell that's been unleashed over the past probably 2-3 days of Elon and Trump splitting. And yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. Have y'all ever been fans of Elon and or Trump? And has anything changed your mind about being fans or supporters of those two? And does this change it, or has it been changed in the past over something else? And does this affect your view of either one of them or not really? Y'all let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see y'all soon. What's tomorrow? Friday. There's no finals game, so I probably will go live tomorrow night. Maybe do a little bit more coverage of this if anything else comes up. And maybe I know everyone in the sports world, Stephen A. Who's the other big show? Damn. Who else? Has Shannon and Ocho Cinco still been doing their thing? That would be a good one to see. Stephen A. and them. Oh, and then Shaq and Ernie and Kenny and Chuck. I guess they're not going live. That was a good team to see what they had to say about their reaction to a game. Skip Bayless, I know, has his channel, so maybe I'll view Skip. We'll see Stephen A. And then maybe if Shannon and Ocho Cinco go over it, and maybe I'll try to think or find someone else that goes over it. But we'll maybe look at some of the sportscasters' analysis of game one and kind of dissect that and see what their predictions are moving forward and kind of see what they think of matchups and predictions and kind of see if their predictions and what they have to say kind of matched up with anything that I said. And maybe we'll kind of dissect that and get a little bit more into the finals tomorrow because I only spent maybe a little bit of time on that at the beginning. So really exciting game one. Maybe we'll do a live stream tomorrow and kind of go over that. And maybe I'll find one more topic and we'll kind of do a two for one. I kind of like doing streams where I do more than one topic, but y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all have been watching any of the streams or the rebroadcast, do y'all prefer a stream where I do like one topic, or do y'all prefer streams where I get into like 2 or 3 topics and it's more of like a what I like to call like a newscast? So anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about the finals. I kind of outlined all the things, matchups, predictions, etc. Any thoughts on the finals? And any thoughts on the Elon Trump thing? That's like the biggest thing on the internet right now. There is some other stuff going on. The Diddy trial's been going on for a couple weeks. There's the whole thing with DDG and his baby mama was it Haley or Hallie? Don't really give a fuck. That's kind of like more sub pop culture, so I don't know how many people are really into that. And then what was the other thing that Myron was covering? I don't think anything else that was like too relevant, like super mainstream. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about the finals. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the Trump and Elon thing. And also, if y'all have any ideas for future streams or ideas that you would like me to cover or improvements that y'all would like to see on the podcast, like maybe different camera angles or chat overlay on the screen or anything that you think I should be stepping my game up, I'm always open to constructive criticism. And I am going to be working to having the chat where I can see it. When I have a YouTube video taking up my whole screen, I'm going to try to get it to where I can still see the chat over that. So I might not put the chat overlay where y'all can see it, but I might put the chat overlay where I can see it. Or I might do both. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Any constructive criticism for the pod. And any future topics you'd like me to cover. Yeah, always looking for input and constructive criticism. So, like I said, I'll probably try to go live tomorrow, talk a little bit more about the finals, look at some other people's reactions, and if there's any more from the Elon Trump fallout, I'll cover that. But if not, I'll try to get another maybe secondary topic, and we'll talk about that. So, yeah, anyone that tuned into the live broadcast or catches the rebroadcast, I appreciate y'all. If y'all enjoy what I do here, have fun with me and enjoy the commentary, recommend it to a person because word of mouth is still the best way to recommend stuff that you enjoy to people that you care about and that you are close to you and that you trust and trust you. So I would appreciate the recommendation if y'all enjoyed it. And let's see. I know Lil Wayne dropped some mixtape or no album. Excuse me, Carter 6 tonight. So I might give my opinions on that tomorrow. And any other shout outs? I haven't shouted out in a while because it's not fresh anymore. But if y'all are in the Texas area and you want to get some local Austin hip hop, tune in on YouTube to hashtag Tap In Podcast. Shout out to Bryant Woody. He got the damn thing going. And definitely a dope thing. I see the vision. I really appreciate what he's doing for the local music scene, and I know the local artists do, and it's a real dope thing. So y'all go check that out, and y'all go check out the Winter Circle. That's kind of the crew there that I fuck with, and that I know a couple of those guys, real stand up dudes. Y'all go check out Winter Circle, G Dollar, Joe D, Mac Life, NFL Shine, Prestige. Might be missing a few. For sure, but those are the people that I'm the most familiar with and that I kind of know. So, yeah, you'll go check out those boys. Talented music in Austin local. And if you're not from Austin, you might want to check out the music scene. We're trying to get it popping around here. And y'all go check out the hashtag Tap In where y'all can hear those artists and many more and really support what they're doing. And until next time, I appreciate everybody. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. But if not, for sure, I'm going to have a stream Friday, if not for sure Saturday. I want to get it going more. And but I appreciate y'all. And until next time, I'm LOG from Where There's Smoke. I'm out.